What's up? It's Luke, and Trump just spoke at the Digital Assets Summit in New York City. More on that after this. Get ready. The largest event of the year is coming to Las Vegas. The Bitcoin Conference 2025 is an event you cannot miss. I attended last year as a student and had a blast connecting with fellow Bitcoiners, learning from workshops, and hearing from the industry leaders in the Bitcoin space. I loved it so much that this year I've partnered up to get you guys a sweet deal. Use my code WINS at checkout or click the link in the description for 10% off your tickets. Thanks again for supporting the channel, and I can't wait to meet many of you there. Again, use code WINS or click the link in the description to secure your spot at the one and only Bitcoin conference. Now, let's get back to the news. Bitcoin is hovering just below $86,000. Here's Trump's remarks from the summit.
You will unleash an explosion of economic growth, and with the dollar-backed stablecoins, you'll help expand the dominance of the U.S. dollar, and many, many years to come, it'll be at the top, and that's where we want to keep it. We only want to keep it at the top, always. I can already see that the energy and passion of the crypto community is the kind of spirit that built our country, and it is exciting to watch as you invent the future of finance. And right here, it's going to be right here in the USA, the good old USA. Together we will make America the undisputed Bitcoin superpower and the crypto capital of the world. Thank you. Good luck. God bless America.
It seems as if we have a perfect storm coming for Bitcoin. Just yesterday, we had the Fed leaving rates unchanged, saying that they were going to slow their quantitative tightening and that there is still room for 2 rate cuts by the end of the year. We also have Trump's executive director on digital assets, Bo Hines, saying, quote, "We have talked about ways of acquiring more Bitcoin in budget neutral ways, and, quote, we want as much as we can get." Take a look.
Well, we delivered on the president's promises that he made on the campaign trail. The president was adamant about creating the SBR. We wanted to make sure that we did it right in a way that respected Bitcoin for being so unique, and also gave credence to innovation in other spaces of the digital asset world. So, for us here, we look at Bitcoin, it's not a security, it's a commodity. It has intrinsic stored value that's traditionally accepted. It has, as David likes to describe, the immaculate conception. There's no issuer. And that's why, as you saw in the executive order, we compared this to digital gold. It's something that's imperative for the United States to have, retain, continue to build on. And I think that's worth pointing out that the way that this is constructed, we talked about ways of acquiring more Bitcoin in budget neutral ways that won't cost the taxpayer a dime. And what I like to say about this president, I think it's high time that our president started accumulating assets for the American people, which is what President Trump is doing, rather than taking it away. And I think that's one thing that we really wanted to make clear in this executive order. And we're looking forward to working with our partners at Treasury and the Secretary of Commerce in order to find those budget neutral ways in which we can acquire more. I've been asked all the time, it's like, how much do you want? And I said, well, that's like asking a country, how much gold do you want, right? I mean, as much as we can get.
If you're still not sold, take a look at this.
Well, I get asked this question a lot, and I think the answer to that, like I said at the summit yesterday, is as much as we can possibly get, so long as it's in budget neutral ways that don't cost the taxpayer a dime. I think we have a lot of high IQ people in the building that are working on this, and folks over at the Treasury office and folks over at Commerce, working with the internal working group that was set up in the first digital assets EO. We'll be able to come up with ways to accumulate more really over the course of the next few years and beyond that. I mean, look, we view Bitcoin as being digital gold.
The U.S. will be buying as much Bitcoin as they can possibly get. It is not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And I feel like the price is not reflecting that yet, which is good for you because that means you have more time to buy in at good price levels. Some people are getting it though. We have congressmen saying that America should buy and hold 5 to 15% of all the Bitcoin, and that, quote, "a Bitcoin reserve provides the people with a fallback should fiat collapse." Very interesting coming from congressmen. We have Standard Chartered Bank saying that Trump's crypto reserve could push Bitcoin to $500,000. This is the same bank that put Ethereum's year-end price target down 60% to $4,000. We have North Carolina senators introducing a bill to invest up to 10% of their public funds into Bitcoin. This would be massive, and more states will do the same. And now Pakistan's crypto council chief saying that Bitcoin's price is, quote, only heading north. This is the type of mentality that will save your country. Take a look.
Trump signed the executive order instructing regulatory bodies to accommodate digital assets, forming a White House crypto advisory team, creating a U.S. strategic Bitcoin reserve. And, we have to understand what that means, is that means that the largest economy in the world is creating it like a valuable national asset, similar to how it stockpiles gold or oil for economic security and strength. So this is why I think the US sets the tone for the world. Trump is making crypto a national priority, and every country, including Pakistan, will have to follow suit or will be at the risk of being left behind.
This is global game theory playing out in its finest form. We have countries saying that they are at risk of being left behind. The adoption of Bitcoin is like gunpowder. If your enemy is using it, you are forced to use it or you die. And Saylor is saying that the euro is going to need Bitcoin. This is very true. If the United States, China, Russia, and the Saudis are all buying Bitcoin and stockpiling Bitcoin, Europe will need to follow suit. And if they get in last, that is unfortunate for them. So if you want to stay up to date with news about Bitcoin and strategy, I just ask that you subscribe.